Okay, this video is intended to demonstrate basic functionality of the oscilloscope. I have my function generator set up, and I have a basic RC circuit set up here. It's just a resistor in series with a capacitor. Eventually, I'm going to use my function generator and produce a function through that circuit, and we're going to demonstrate how to read the voltage across a component. But for now, one thing we'll often do in the lab is have to connect the function generator to the oscilloscope, and for that I'll use a BNC to BNC cable. We line up the slots in the BNC cable with the pins on the function generator, and we do the same thing with the oscilloscope. Now I can go ahead and enable that channel, and right away the view changes here, so that there's several different options as far as the termination, resistance, DC coupling and AC coupling and things like that. One thing to note is that we can change the scale, and what I'm going to do here to demonstrate that is turn on the output channel on the function generator, and I can change the y-axis scale, and I can do that for each channel independently. When I enable the second channel, it has its own scale, and the scale for that channel corresponds to one set of lines, horizontal lines. So each horizontal line corresponds to an increase in 1 volt for channel 1, and it corresponds to 500 millivolts for channel 2. The other thing I can do is I can move each channel away from each other independently, which is a useful function sometimes when the functions are superimposed on each other. If I just hit the center button, if I just press that knob in, it goes ahead and recenters. And it does the same thing for both channels. I hit that center button and it recenters. I can also change the entire time scale here. Currently, each box corresponds to 20 microseconds. And I can change that. I can lengthen the time scale or shorten it. So right now I have it set to 40 microseconds. That seems pretty good. Let's go back to 20. And I can also change the position of the entire scale. So I can move that left, right, and again, hitting the button in will recenter it. One important thing to do is anytime you're generating a function, oftentimes it will not show right away. So the first thing we want to do is we want to hit auto set, and it will find the right parameters to go to, at least close enough. We're going to hit measure here to get that to go away, but then I recenter my function here. And that's more or less the way I want to display it. So that's just the basic functionality of the function generator. What we're going to use in order to measure something, a component on our circuit, is a passive probe. So it has a BNC on one end, and then it has a micro grabber and an alligator clip on the other end. I'm going to connect my BNC clip, turn and lock, and here what I want to do is place this on the positive side of the circuit component that I want to test, and this to ground. So if we're looking at my circuit here, I connect the micro grabber to the positive side and I connect this to ground. Now when I set this output channel on, we see right away that something comes up on channel 2, but we're not sure what's going on. So what we want to do there is we want to change the scale. Now both of these are scaled the same, 500 millivolts. So I'm reading the voltage across this capacitor at the moment. And additionally on channel 1, I have the voltage, the input signal. So this is telling me the input signal, I have that on channel 1, and I have the voltage across the capacitor, the blue line on the oscilloscope.